What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Frankiehardwork, and I'm back, and I'm back, and I am back. So this story is about Ahmaud Arbery, man. It's a lot of things that's popping up, and it's a lot of different evidence that's coming up, and people feeling some type of way as we should, and being that people putting the pressure on them, a lot of this stuff is starting to break down, guys, and it's looking. I'm not gonna say that the case is looking pretty good, but the way things is coming out now, and they starting to break down this little town. They starting to really break down. So I want to show y'all these little clippings, these different little clippings of the construction site, because remember they were stating that it was only Ahmaud going through there, and they felt as though they seen him in different tapes and seen him in different occasions, right? But I'm gonna show you these different clippings, and then I'm gonna come back and speak about another text that was put out there by an officer, and I'm gonna read that to you as well. So let me play these videos for these clippings for you, and I'm gonna come right back with my commentary. Thank you. So you see that clip right there. You see them different clippers, and you see that it's different people walking. You got a couple look like they walking up in there, white people. You got some kids walking up in there. So obviously that place was frequented by a lot of different people. Now you got this guy, Greg McMichael, making it seem like this construction site is like a holy grail or something that's very important that he have to defend with his life, and it's just that important. And the reason why he felt like that, because he was deputized. And let me tell you how he was deputized. You see this text message that's up here? This is from Officer Raj. I guess he's an officer from the town. And I'm gonna read this to you real quick, and then I'm gonna break down what this text means. So it says, your neighbor at 229 Satilla Drive is Greg McMichael. Greg is a retired law enforcement and also a retired investigator from the DA office. He said, please call him day or night when you get action on your camera. And then it's have his number up there. Right? Now, this was dated on February 2nd, 2020 at 7:47 p.m. This was the text that they put on the, I'm guessing this was like from the door, because it's a door ring app. It's a ring app. And I'm guessing this was to the neighbors, like a mass text to the neighbors that they can get in touch with Greg McMichael. So this officer pretty much deputized this cop. And I'm going to go into a little more depth. So this is, because I got this clip off of Sean King page. So let me break down what Sean King said. Shout out to Sean King. It says, what you are looking at is evidence of a dangerous criminal conspiracy in Brunswick, Georgia, that gives us deep insight into the murder of Ahmaud Arbery. This is a text message from Officer Raz of the Glenn County Police Department to the owner of the home that was under construction. The local police told the owner not to call the police when he needed help, but to call Gregory McMichael instead. Instead he would handle it. The local police effectively deputized Gregory McMichael and told his neighbors to work through him when they have trouble instead of the police department. This is illegal. You understand? And when you hear things like this, and when you see like, hold up, why is this happening? Why was this guy so bold and so, so outright with his killing? That's because it was deputized. This was, in so many words, they gave him the go-ahead to do what he wanted to do. You see what I'm saying? Because he was an ex-cop, which is wrong. He's a civilian now. He's no longer a cop. He's a civilian. So by them giving him, by that text giving him okay, that clearly shows that, because it was on February 11th. So that clearly showed that this guy right here can do whatever he wants. and nobody was would do anything to block him. That's why you got the DA talking about, well, she recusing herself, and then when it first happened, she basically told the cops to back off. Then you got all the other DAs. They basically recused themselves of the situation. And then I want to talk about this new DA they have. Her name is Joyette Holmes. And I was reading up on her. I've been wanting to make a video about that. I was reading up on her. She's a Republican. She's from Maryland. She went to school. She pretty much, I don't know, she pretty much rose to the ranks pretty fast. You understand? And I'm not going to lie. I was feeling some type of way because the person that appointed her throughout her whole career was Brian Kemp. He and I read that when I was reading that, reading her bio, Brian Kemp is a big part of her career. He's also a Republican. And he's the one that appointed her to this case. He appointed her to this case. And then, no disrespect to her, and I'm not trying to, put a black woman down or nothing like that at all, but in this particular case, I feel as though they picked her for a reason. And the reason why I feel like they picked her, because I think I'm going to try to show you this clip that they have with her and a bunch of police up there. You got to see it. But the reason why I feel like they picked her is because she owes Brian Kemp a favor. She owes Brian Kemp her career. Because when I look at her background, it doesn't show any of her cases that she fought. Like, nothing stood out. The only thing I see, because she was a judge also, the only thing I see is that she presided as a judge over a case. And she gave a guy 30 years or something like that for murder or something like that. But far as her fighting cases, big cases that would be on the same level as this, I didn't see that in her bio. And that's what made me think, like, why would they pick her? What made them appoint her to this case? So I'm a little worried about that. But this is a little something that I seen, and that made me feel some type of way, because it's two different Americas, and I'm gonna keep saying that because it is what it is. It's two different Americas, and you seen them kids, and you seen a couple in there in that camera going back and forth and doing what they want to do, and then you got this young man that got murdered. You know what I mean? Because you got this ex-cop that felt as though he can do whatever he want, whenever he want, because he's been deputized, and now it's a cover-up. There's so many different things. And I also got another story coming out about Donald Trump in this situation, because it's something that he said that I feel like changed the case. And I'm going to let y'all know when I come back. But it's your boy Frankie Hardwork. I need y'all to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how y'all feel about this, man. I also need y'all to share this, man. And also follow me at Frankie Hardwork 1. Y'all be easy.